Three, two, one. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about your first date with somebody, or maybe even your second date, and is talking about your ex a deal breaker? Apparently to this article, and whoever fucking wrote this thing, it's actually, believe it or not, absolutely not. It's a treasured feature, believe it. I can't believe it. I won't mention the journalist, I won't mention the paper, but guys, I mean, I'm reading some stuff here online and it's insanity what they're saying. Insanity. Now, this paper is dealing with, the heading here is, Ex Talk is a deal breaker? Question mark. Absolutely not. Now, this is actually based at lesbians, apparently, right? And then in the next line it says, it's a treasured feature of queer culture. Queer culture? Like, is this person racist against lesbians or something? Or does she call all gay or lesbian people queer? I mean, maybe she's not being racist, but, you know, it just wasn't she just say lesbian or gay? You know what I mean? She even does say it down here somewhere. But, you know, I've no doubt it could definitely push a couple of people's buttons by starting off the fucking article like this. But guys, look, I'm going to just throw in here. We're going to go through the article and let's see what she says. And because the last thing I want, guys, I hope we can fix something here today. The last thing I want is you going off on a first date thinking it's perfectly normal to go talking about your ex. And I'm coming from a position where I did it before. It was about 15 years ago. I broke up with my ex. I was very hurt over it. And was with this girl. And I was kind of dating her for a couple of weeks. And then I actually mentioned, I went, oh my God, I'm talking about my ex. Oh, Jesus, what am I doing? What am I doing? And she actually brought it up one night. And she went, Peter, you know, you mention your ex every now and then. You know, and I went, oh, do I? And in fairness, I did kind of try and lie, go, oh, really? Like, that was stupid. I knew she knew. She knew I knew that she knew. It was ridiculous. But, you know, and she had a really, really bad look on her face, like, oh, God, you know, is this going to go anywhere? Is this happening? What's going on, Peter? And I said, no. And what did I even say to her? Like, I was like, no. I was just like talking about this or that, you know? But like, I was full of shit, guys. Okay? I was totally and utterly full of shit. I was not over my ex. Not even fucking close over my ex. Alright? So look, if you're listening to this, or you're watching on YouTube, if you think I'm having a go at people like this, I'm not, because I've been in this situation and I was admitting to myself right afterwards, like when I was dating this girl, I've dated her for a little while, and you know, could it have gone somewhere? Maybe, but I was too hung up on my ex. I was too hung up on my fucking ex, and I admitted it afterwards. I went, oh, I'm talking about her all the time, aren't I? Like, guys, I don't go around talking about any of my exes to any of my friends. I actually don't. Right? This time I did, though. It was like 15 years ago or whatever it was. But I do remember that moment. I was like, whoa, why am I talking about her so much? Because she was simply on my fucking mind, right? I didn't want to bring it up with her. Now, you can say, well, this is an article about lesbians or gays. Well, guys, I don't give a fuck. We're all equal. We're all the same, okay? Man, if anything, are we judging that lesbians and gays are different than us? Is that it? Are we better than lesbians or gays? Are lesbians and gays better than us? Because maybe that's racist towards straight or gay people. You know what I mean? Personally, I honestly think we're all fucking the equal level. Whether you're gay, lesbian, straight, doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. We're at the same... We all have fucking feelings at the end of the day. We all feel things. And you know what? When you go on a first date, how many topics of conversation in the world are there? Right? You could talk about Nails. You could talk about getting your nails done, getting your feet done. Well, there you go. There's 2 right there. Okay, you could talk about getting your hair done. There's 3. You could talk about the restaurant down the road. There's 4. Oh, the bar next to the restaurant. Or there's 5. There you go, fun enough. I've just counted 5. I'm not even going to go on. But there is so much you can talk about. But funnily enough, you start to hone in on your fucking ex. You know, guys, if you're in denial, you're in fucking denial. If you keep talking about your ex to your new date or your new person you're seeing, I'm sorry, but I've been there, done that, worn the t-shirt. You're not over them, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I'm not having a go with people if you end up accidentally, without you realizing that you're talking about your ex. Like, you're perfectly fucking normal to feel like that. What's the problem? Fucking hell, we all have some heartache after breakups. But the last thing, the new person that you're dating, the last thing they want to hear is you hurtling on about your fucking ex. Right? I mean, really? And most people would know this, or maybe not. But if you bring up your ex accidentally on a date, first or second, third date, girl you're seeing, guy you're seeing, whatever, you accidentally bring them up, and if they ask you about them, well, oh, so tell me about your ex anyway. Oh, right. And they've an interested look on your face, right? Yeah, bullshit, they're interested. They're trying to get some ammo or information and know what you're up to. Okay, they're either going to use it against you, or they're just going to find out where you are. So they're going to be, really nice and look interested and all that. Don't delude yourself thinking that he or she really is interested in talking about my ex. Go fuck off. No, they don't. Okay? Because everybody wants to feel like they're number one. Right? Think about this, guys. You're on a first date. Whether you're looking for just a hookup or you're actually looking for something, even before you walk through the door to meet the guy or girl on the first date, you'd love to imagine the best case scenario would be that person thinks you are the most gorgeous person in the world and you're the coolest person in the world, and you're the coolest, hottest person the world's ever seen. Right? Now, maybe some of us don't go in thinking that, but you know what? I bet everybody would take it though, wouldn't they? Of course they would, including me. It'd be great to feel that, Jesus, that girl thinks I'm hot. Oh my God, and she thinks I'm the coolest guy in the world. Oh my God, who wouldn't like that? Right? So we're always going towards that goal, if anything. We're not going towards, I want to feel like the biggest piece of shit ever. Okay, we all want to feel that sense, which is great. Now, you can get into some deeper stuff where we all want to be treated like shit, but that's another day. But on the initial first date, when you're trying to get to know somebody, you don't want to be thinking that you're a number 2. Because all of a sudden you start talking about your ex, you're a fucking number 2 on the list. I go on a date with a girl tonight, she starts talking about her ex, Peter's in number fucking 2 position at best. Because this girl could be talking to God knows how many guys. At best, I'm number 2. No one likes to feel like they're number 2. Okay, and let's cut the bullshit. If you're thinking, Peter, geez, relax here. No, I'm just speaking from the heart, guys, the gut. We all want to feel that we matter to other people, whether even if it's a hookup or not. We all want to feel it. Like, do you go into a bar when you meet somebody on Tinder, and is the first thing you come out and say, well, hey, so how many people are you talking to on Tinder? How many people are you talking to? Come on. Yeah, you doing your fuck. Because it's not something that you want to know. Alright? We don't want to know. So, enough of that. So guys, bottom line, if you're going on a date with somebody for the first time, don't be talking about your ex, and don't be misleaded thinking that, well, the last girl I dated, they were really interested about my ex. It was only because they're trying to find out information about you to see where you're at. They're not impressed. They're not going to be impressed. Get rid of the ex conversation. And look, guys, like I said, right, I've made that mistake. So, if it does slip out, fuck it, don't worry about it. But just try and be conscious of it and don't bring it up again. But just don't go that extra step further by going, oh, they really enjoy this conversation. Fuck off. They do in their bollocks. I knew it too. That girl I was dating back in the day when I was talking about my ex, she didn't like it. She was concerned. Very concerned. Okay? So anyway, let's get on to this article. So guys, please, this, like, whether they're lesbian or gay or straight, it's total bullshit. We're all the fucking same. We all have feelings. We all have needs. And that's it. So this lady anyway says that, let's see, she was living in Shanghai and there was a local lesbian bar and they had a swear jar labelled X Talk. Oh, give me a break. Jesus. So no one actually ever put money into the jar. Oh, well, there's a fucking surprise because no one's taking it seriously and they want to talk about their ex if they do bring it up, or if it accidentally comes out, they'll still keep going and talking about their ex, which is total bullshit. Anyway, I'm really going here, aren't I? Okay. So she had a spectacular heartbreak, sent her hurtling across the seas. Fair enough. And she's a fan, because she's a fan and advocate of X Talk. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Oh, God. She says it's not only valuable in itself, but also a kind of charming feature of queer culture. Charming? Charming? Get the fuck out of here. Now, this is delusion, guys, here. Delusion. I would actually love to mention the paper in her name, but I won't. I won't do it. Oh my God, that's pathetic. That is pathetic. A charming feature. Give me a fucking break. I've got gay friends, guys, and I've never heard that this is such a charming conversation and feature. Fuck off, Langer. Oh, for God's sake. All right, anyway. So this is why I was surprised by a survey from the dating app Hinge, which found that 79% of LGBTQ respondents said they wouldn't go on a second date with someone who talk about their ex on the first. Well, thank you very much. Right? Now, look, okay, you still can't believe that it could be 79%. In fact, I think it's probably more. It could be about 90%. Right? So again, guys, I'm not just trying to back up my belief here with some article because I'm reading from the same article here. That could be horseshit too. But actually, I think it's actually, most people might think, oh, it's less than 79%. I think it's fucking more than 79%. It's probably about 90%. Who wants to go on a second fucking date when they're talking about their fucking ex on the first? Do you know? Oh, lordy. I'm getting very wound up here, guys, today, aren't I? My God. Okay, stranger still. Lesbian and bisexual users were more likely to say no to another date with somebody who talked about their ex. So where's she going with this? She's saying at the top that it's a charming feature, and now all of a sudden she's turning around? I'm going to read that. Lesbian and bisexual users were more likely to say no. Yeah, exactly. She's like, for real? I am shocked. You're shocked? You're skeptical, actually, she says. Nothing human is alien to me, except this. No, honey, you're fucking alien, and you're full of shit, and you're full of shit to yourself. Oh my God. Okay, I swear I've never met these opinions out in the wild. You've never met these opinions out in the wild? Bullshit. You just don't want to hear it. She says, I haven't got hard data, but reckons most lesbians and bisexuals I know would find it more suspicious if exes didn't merit a mention on a first date, at least in passing. What? I'm actually wondering about this chick. Like, you think it's more suspicious? Guys, I actually think she's deluded herself to thinking that it's okay talking about her ex, to the point that she's thinking the other way is a bad way. That if you don't mention your ex. Like, okay, if you're on a first date, I understand that maybe the date that you're on, right, says, oh, hey, Peter, yeah, actually, you were going out with Mary, right? Example, Mary. And you're like, oh, yeah, I was. How did you know that? Or, you'd be awkward talking about that on the first date, right? Now, forget about my 15-year-old mistake, guys, where I was talking about my ex, right? But if you're not talking about your ex, and if somebody brings it up, I could understand that because they're asking like, oh, I actually know your ex. You're like, oh, because they're bringing it up. You're not, at least you're not bringing it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you start talking about your ex, you're fucking nailing yourself to the cross here, guys. You're fucking yourself. But this, like, suspicious. Oh God, like, swallow me up, ground, and just bury me. Just fucking put me out of my misery listening to this horse shit. Guys, you know, I'm sorry, I can't even believe I'm reading this crap out to you. Maybe this is, I hope you're getting something out of this. Oh Lord. Okay, let's keep going. So, X talk is a great way to get to know someone. This is what she's saying here, guys. Asking about your date's backstory reveals so much about where they're coming from, how they understand themselves, and what matters to them. Right, here's one thing I'll say. You see what she's just saying here now? To see where they're coming from, understand themselves, and what matters to them. This is what I was saying about if you do bring it up, or maybe someone brings it up and they look all, quote, they look like they're interested. They're not fucking interested hearing about your ex. They're filtering for information. It's a totally different outlook and totally different strategy. Okay? Now, people shouldn't be doing that anyway. You know, like you're kind of running a risk too that the conversation can get awkward. So guys, please, if you are going on a date with somebody, whether you're a man or woman, you know, don't be bringing up their ex with them. You know, like they might make a mistake, you might make a mistake like I did. But, you know, if it's conscious to you, don't be bringing it up. Chances are, I would say 9 times out of 10, fuck it, 95% out of 10, 95% of the time, they're not going to want to speak about their ex on a first date anyway. You know? They're not going to want to. And, hey, put it this way, if they're still hung up like on their ex, they're going to probably blurt it out like I did, guys, and just come out with it, and all of a sudden you're going to go, oh, shit. But don't be under any illusions here, guys and girls, please, that that they're interested. Bullshit. They're not interested. They're using this and toughing it out to see what you're like. Okay? I hope that makes sense. They're not interested and really enjoy talking about your ex. No. This is a mission that they're on. And it's a stupid mission too, because fuck, it's only the first date. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. So this report suggests, she said, X talk, asking about your dates reveals all this information. Okay. So, in fact, she says, in fact, Hinge's 23 LGBTQ and data advice. See what they did there? Yeah. Okay. She's going to quote Hinge, which I think this is total bullshit, by the way. I seriously doubt this. The reports suggest, here we go. So it doesn't give him, like I said, doesn't give it fact. She's now suggesting when people say why, people ask the question, why did your relationship end? Right? That's apparently one of the 3 must-ask questions on a first date. Well, okay, let's look at that. Like, I'll give her this. I can see why if you're on a first date with this gorgeous guy or gorgeous girl and they're like the coolest people in the world, right? And, you know, there was a mention that they broke up with somebody 6 months ago. They didn't talk about their ex in detail, but there was a mention that, we broke up 6 months ago. End of story, discussion, right? I can understand that people will be going like, fuck, this girl's gorgeous, she seems so cool. How the fuck is she still single? Like, what happened? I'd understand that. But you still don't bring it up on the first date, And even if you want to, they can just fucking lie, guys. Right? So in other words, if they're like the trouble in a relationship, what, are they not going to lie? Like, the people that cause a lot of trouble in relationships are usually liars, right? Not 100%, but they're usually fucking liars, right? Because they try and slip and slide through things. So they can just lie anyway. So it's a pointless exercise. Oh my God. I hope you guys are not taking this on board. Please tell me that you're not. Okay, so let's say... Oh, she's reminded now. Instead, I'm reminded of what the poet Eileen Miles calls this sweet accumulation. The older you get, the more likely it is that you'll have exes who remain a significant presence in your life. Really? So are you saying to me, so journalist, that you have all your exes in your life? Are they all going to go to your wedding? Or are they going to be bridesmaid? Hey, I mean, if they're that special and important to you, let them be your bridesmaid, right? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Something tells me you're not going to, though. Oh, Lord. Okay, so let's move on. She's now talking about straight people. Okay, obviously straight people have exes too, even exes they call friends. Yeah, well, I've done a podcast on this, and I 100% will say there's no such thing as friends with exes. Total bullshit. You can have respect, mutual respect. Yes, if you see each other on the street, you might sit and talk and have a cup of tea together. Yes, maybe, right? If there is real respect there. But, really? Anyway. Okay. So, let's have a look. A nesting bowl of minority within minority. Jesus Christ, this woman just goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, okay. You know what, guys? I actually can't... No, I'm done. I can't listen to any more of this horse shit. Oh, my God. Guys, look, the point is this. We'll just wrap up now, guys, in close. If you make a mistake of talking... or letting out that you had an ex and you're, oh yeah, my ex did that as well, or whatever. Look, it's alright. Chances are you're going to catch yourself saying it and you're going to go, oh fuck, right? And I did that too, okay? And at the end of the day, guys, I'm not lying to myself. When I was talking about my ex, I was absolutely hung up on my ex still. And I can tell you this, any of my other exes, no, I don't speak about them. I don't speak about them. So I don't know where this whole thing would come from. And so, end of the day, if you do let it slip out, look, first of all, you're human. I fucked up 15 years ago talking about it. You're human. You're going to probably fuck it up eventually. So don't worry about it, you know? Just try and be conscious that it doesn't slip out. And listen to the sign too. Like, I listened to that sign too 15 years ago. When that girl actually said it to me, because I was rambling on about my fucking ex so long that she was like, she had to pull me in. She went, you talk about your ex a lot, right? You know? And she obviously didn't want to talk about it. She wasn't trying to get me information out of me, which is fucking crazy, like I'm saying. She was actually concerned and a bit worried that, oh God, you know, this mightn't go anywhere with this fella. She was worried. She was upset. You know? So... guys, just don't fall into that trap. If they do ask you, well, ask yourself when you get home, well, fuck, maybe I'm not ready for a relationship. Maybe I'm not ready to date. And maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. But maybe if you want to keep dating to get yourself out there, you should. I would just suggest, tell people on a dating app, even in your bio, that you're not looking for anything serious. Just see what happens even. You know? But if you definitely don't want a relationship, say you don't want a relationship, guys. That's what I would recommend. Because it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. No one wants to feel like they're number two. No one wants to hear about their fucking ex on a date, especially the first date, because everybody wants to be number one. Guys, thanks for listening. I'll see you again.